it's a little bit complicated, just judging based on its name, but it's super duper simple. And if you're looking for something creative to do, yet you're not very good at writing poems, you may start in here. Okay, so let's get right into it. Now, the very first step for writing an acrostic poem is to, first of all, decide what you want to write about. Okay, so let's say I'm going to write about spring. Okay, so I'm going to write spring in here in capital letters and write it vertically like this. So I've got my word here, spring. Now, I'm going to think of some words or some phrases related to spring. Okay, so you may brainstorm some phrases, some words. You can think about it. Let's see if you can come up with anything related to spring in here. Okay, so my first sentence, starting from S, will be very simple. Okay, spring is here. Okay, so the first letter S is done. Spring is here. P will be, let's say, perfect day for the, what do you think? For the park, okay? Perfect day for the park. And then, let's see, what else do you do in the park? Run and jump. Okay, so if your winter is very cold and you were mostly staying at home, wow, spring is here. Now you can finally go to the park and run and jump. Okay, and what else arrives? For me, starting with the letter I, and my favorite part, ice cream trucks arrive. Okay, so I have two more letters to go, N and G. Okay, for spring now, new flowers sprout. And lastly, green grass grows. Okay, so you see, all these sentences are related to spring.
So the first exercise is about a type of poem called an acrostic. I have put it in the chat window. Acrostic. An acrostic is a type of poem where you take a word and you spell out that word vertically, and every line of your poem will begin with that letter. So let's say I take my name. My name is Shweta, Shweta. So my poem, my acrostic poem, will have the first line starting with S, second line with H, W, E, T, A. It's a 6-line poem, right? Now the exercise, guys, is to write, and I'll give you 5 minutes for it. Write an acrostic of your name. You can take your first name. Yeah. If you have a very short first name, I would suggest take your last name also. Write an acrostic of your name, but hold on. Of the poem should be about all the things you are not. For example, my acrostic poem will go like this. S, Shweta. S, synchronized swimmer. H, hates dogs. W, wedded to Ranbir Kapoor. E, you get the idea, right? Everything that I'm not is my acrostic of a poem.
Today, I'm going to be talking about acrostics. I'll explain what acrostics are, I'll show you some examples, and we'll actually step through the process of creating an acrostic poem today so that you can then take this information and create some of your own.
Okay, so first, let's talk about what an acrostic is. An acrostic is a form of poem, and by the way, form is just a word that poets use to mean a type or a kind or a style of poem. Form means a set of rules for how you write that particular poem. So an acrostic is a form of poem that is really easy to write because it only has one single rule. And that rule is that the first letters of each line of the poem spell out a word or a phrase. Now, that word or phrase can be just about anything. It can be a name, it could be your name, someone else's name, it could be a thing, like, say, something that you like or something that you don't like, or a place, pretty much anything you like. Now, commonly, that first letter of each line is also capitalized. You don't have to do this, it is not a rule, but if you capitalize the first letters of each line, what that does is it helps your word or phrase stand out and be more easily seen. And so that will help people identify your poem as an acrostic poem. Acrostic poems do not have to rhyme. You can rhyme them if you want to, but I think you'll find that it's easier if you don't worry about rhyming and only focus on getting words and ideas that fill out the first letters of each line. And so then really, all you have to figure out is what would you like to write an acrostic about? Now, I decided I wanted to write an acrostic about something that I like, and something that I like is ice cream. So here is my little example acrostic about ice cream. I love every flavor. Cookies and cream, English toffee, chocolate chip, rocky road, even strawberry, and plain old vanilla. Now, if you look at this acrostic, you will see that the first letters of each line spell out the words ice cream. And really, that's all there is to creating an acrostic